I've been seeing a recent behavior going on in the boxing slash MMA community where a fighter loses, and immediately after the fighter loses, the whole internet straight up bullies, mocks, and clowns a fighter for losing a fight. And this is something that really just rubs me the wrong way, especially how a lot of these fight fans do bully or harass a fighter. For example, whenever a fighter does lose a fight, and the worst case scenario is whenever a fighter does get knocked out cold, a fight fan would basically post the photo of them getting knocked out in the fighter's personal social media accounts. Like, I remember watching a video on Alexander Volkanovski's YouTube channel, and it was him basically making like a burger or something, and I looked up the comments and someone said that Eli Topuria, which is the guy that knocked him out, made him become a chef and retire from fighting or something like that. And when I looked at that comment, that really just messed my head up a little bit. Like, no matter what, whether you have a YouTube channel, a Twitter, an Instagram, or a TikTok, these fight fans will drag your knockout loss to the grave. I mean, this is how I view it. Just imagine you have a significant other, whether it be your mom, dad, sister, brother, best friend, whatever, and they get shot and killed. And somehow some random person took a photo of their dead corpse and posted it everywhere on the internet. And imagine if people found out about your social media account and they just kept reminding you through texts, through comments, through GIFs, through images, through video that, look, your best friend got shot in the back of the head, smoking on that pack. Like, that's how it is for a lot of these fighters whenever they get knocked out and they become a meme overnight. Like, it just doesn't feel right. Another example of this was a boxing match between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. And what happened was Devin Haney lost to Ryan Garcia and basically became a meme overnight. And his face of him getting knocked down was being flooded all over the internet, and that didn't sit right with me either. Think about it, Devin Haney is in his mid-20s, and people are still making fun of Devin Haney till this day. And for what? Listen, as fight fans, you can have your opinion about Devin suing Ryan Garcia for battery. You could have your opinion about him hanging out in a swimming pool with Diddy. But is it really necessary? Basically, what I'm trying to get at is there's no real logical reason to make fun of a fighter, especially if they get knocked out cold, unless they're like a criminal or something. Another form of bullying or disrespect that I see a fighter experience a lot is psychological warfare. Meaning that a fighter could say something on their social media accounts, like their Twitter, and a fight fan would just randomly say something out of the blue like, "Stop dodging this guy, you wuss, or else your legacy will be ruined forever." And there's one specific scenario that I'm referring to, which is the greatest MMA fighter of all time, Jon Jones. Jon Jones was on his Twitter and he was basically talking about how he doesn't want to fight this particular opponent named Tom Aspinall, and he's basically explaining to us that he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall because he believes that his hype train will eventually die out. And some random user on Twitter said, and I quote, "This will follow you forever, pussy." And he put pussy in all caps. Like, no way you're gonna say that to a grown man who has a whole wife and kids and a life. Like, we have to remember that these are fighters who have probably went through so much trial and error in their life. To even have the ability to fight in the professional level is already an accomplishment in it of itself. But to then go through multiple grueling, hard training camps, dealing with your opponents, dealing with corruption and politics in the sport, you have to go through so much as a fighter, psychologically, physically, mentally, all sorts of stuff. And the last thing a fighter wants to experience is some dude who probably looks like me that talks shit on social media and says that you're a pussycat and you should retire from fighting because you're trash. Look at the way you got knocked out. It looks like you got executed. Nah. You probably heard the phrase before that you don't play boxing, you don't play combat sports. And I fully agree to that statement, but I feel like it's deeper than that. I feel like it applies to everything in combat sports. For example, as a fighter, you shouldn't be fighting at 60, 50 years old because it's a major risk to your health. And we as the people, we shouldn't go around the streets and ask random people, hey, you want to play boxing? I got boxing gloves. We should play. Same thing with bullying or disrespecting a fighter, especially if they get knocked out cold and we're making fun of them. Like, that's quite literally a traumatic experience for them, and we're just making fun of them, turning them into a meme, mocking them. That's just not right. This might be a controversial take, but I feel like if you're like a LeBron James fan, for example, and you meet Michael Jordan and you say to Michael Jordan in front of his face, hey, Michael Jordan, you haven't done nothing in the sport. LeBron James is the GOAT. I truly believe that there's no problem, no harm in you doing that. And that applies to all sports that isn't combat sports like American football, golf, hockey, whatever it is. When it comes down to boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, we should really watch our mouths. Because like I said before, you don't play fight, you don't play boxing, you don't play MMA. And I feel like we shouldn't be making fun of fighters, especially if they get knocked out, and even worse, turn them into a meme. Because with basketball, you could lose a championship and be fine. You already have a $20 million contract, you're good. But whenever a fighter loses, they could lose their freaking life, they could lose their money, their contract, they're gonna have to move down to the PFL or Bellator, and their life's practically ruined. And now they have CTE. If you're LeBron James and someone's making fun of you or mocking you, bro, just let the haters hate. You're worth like freaking $500 million. Let the high school kids tell you they are trash. You're getting money, lol, bro. But with combat sports, we shouldn't be doing that to a fighter. We shouldn't be making fun of them, mocking them, saying that you're trash, you got knocked out by this guy or this guy or this guy. It's just not right. It's just super weird. Like I said before, it's like somebody making fun of your like dead mom or something. Like, why are you making fun of someone that's not in this life anymore? Why are you posting pictures of their dead corpse all over the internet? For what? And for these fight fans to go out of their way to take a screenshot of Alexander Volkanovski getting knocked out, Devin Haney getting knocked out, saying that freaking John Jones is trash because he's not fighting Tom Aspinall. I wonder how they're living their lives. What are their ideologies? Do they even believe in God? Trash talking only applies to the fighter. So if Conor McGregor is talking trash to Jose Aldo, let them be. But for me to say that, look, Jose Aldo, you're a bum. Your career was never anything because you got knocked out in 5 seconds. You're a bum. Retire. We need to stop the disrespect in combat sports. It's getting ugly, it's getting disgusting, and it's getting pretty freaking weird. So we need to stop this. We need to stop the bullying. We need to stop the mocking. We need to stop the clowning of fighters getting knocked out because it's just not right. This is a deadly, deadly sport. You don't play boxing. You don't play MMA. You don't play Muay Thai. You don't play that stuff because it's life-threatening. And these guys aren't even getting paid that good, especially the MMA fighters. My name's Ahim Zamali, and I'm out. Peace.